Good evening, students. First discuss the topic like polymers of class 12. This is the second class. First, we discuss the different types of polymers on the basis of nature of monomer index. So I discuss in this class different types of polymers or different types of classification of polymers on the basis of different property. So first we can start classification of polymers on the basis of source. That is source. Source means weak polymers obtained from which place. So that is source, on the basis of source. So further polymers are classified on the basis of source into three groups. Number first is natural polymers. Second is semi-synthetic polymers. And third is synthetic polymers. So there are three types on the basis of source. That is number first is natural polymers, second is semi-synthetic, and third is synthetic polymer. So first discuss natural polymers. Natural polymers, that is formed by nature or formed naturally, not by human beings. That is, their example is starch, glycogen. Both are natural polymers of alpha-D glucose. In the case of starch, it formed by green plants by the process of photosynthesis, and in the case of animal, glycogen is a reserve food and it is also polymer of alpha-D glucose. So single glycogen molecules contains more than 30,000 alpha-D glucose molecules, and starch single contains more than 2 lakhs alpha-D glucose molecules, and it is formed by the process of photosynthesis, and these are formed by the process of glycogenesis in the liver and muscles of the animals. So both are reserve food, that is starch is a reserve food in green plants and glycogen is a reserve food in animals. So examples of natural polymers. Next is semi-synthetic polymers. Next is semi-synthetic polymers. Semi-synthetic polymers. These polymers are synthesized artificially, that is synthesized from natural polymers. Natural polymers with the help of some chemicals artificially in labs. So 50% semi means 50%. 50 or half is natural and half is synthetic. So example is cellulose acetate. These are formed by cellulose and acetic acid, and it is also called rayon, artificial silk, substitute of silk. This is the semi-synthetic. Cellulose is the natural and acetate or acetic acid, that is synthetic. artificially. So it is called semi-synthetic polymers. And third is synthetic polymers. Third is synthetic polymers. Third is synthetic polymers. So synthetic means these polymers are synthesized artificially in lab. These polymers synthesized artificially in lab. So there are many examples. That is polythene, polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC, and polythene. Many examples. Polythene is the polymer of ethylene. That is polythene. And polythene also classified into two groups on the basis of number of monomer units. That is low density polythene and high density polythene. But both polythene used in formation of buckets, bottle bottom, and so many toys, etc. So this is the classification of polymers on the basis of source. That is number first is natural polymers, second is semi-synthetic, and third is synthetic polymers. So other classification of polymers on the basis of intermolecular force. Intermolecular force. Next is on the basis of intermolecular force. Intermolecular force means force present between molecules or monomer units. There are different types of intermolecular force we discuss in states of matter in class 11. So, on the basis of intermolecular force, it is further classified into four groups. Number first is elastomer, second is fibers, third is thermoplastics polymers, and fourth is thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastic polymers. So first discuss the elastomers. Elastomers means that is, it is highly elastic in nature due to presence of less strong intermolecular force of attraction, like dipole attraction. So these polymers elongated up to 10 times. Due to weak attraction force, it elongated up to 10 times from with respect to original. And typical examples is rubber. We discussed in previous classes, that is natural rubber and artificial rubber. Natural rubber, that is polyisoprene. Natural rubber is, that is polyisoprene, that is the polymer of isoprene, that is 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene, but artificial is neoprene. Next example is Buna-S. Next example, Buna-N. Buna-N means, Buna means 1,3-butadiene along with styrene, that is Buna-S, and 1,3-butadiene along with acrylonitrile or vinyl cyanide, that is Buna-S. Both are used in formation of sleeper sole or shoes. So this is the elastomer, and in the this is the elastomers and examples of elastomers. Next topic is vulcanization. Vulcanization of rubber. That is the process of hardening of rubber along with heating in presence of 1 to 5% sulfur powder, and that process is known as vulcanization. That is hardening. Vulcanization means hardening of rubbers. Next type is fibers. Next type is fibers. Second is fibers. It contains a strong intermolecular force like hydrogen bond. So it contains relatively high melting and boiling point with respect to elastomers. It is inelastic in nature, and their example is nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,6 means 6,6 contains number of carbon. That is the polymer of hexamethylene diamine and adipic acid. Both monomer unit contains 6 carbon. So it is called nylon 6,6. Nylon 6,10, that is, it contains hexamethylene diamine and sivacic acid. Discussed in previous classes. Sivacic acid, it contains 10 carbon, and hexamethylene diamine, it contains 6 carbon. So it is called nylon 6,6. Next is third is thermoplastic polymers. Thermoplastic polymers. These polymers contains intermolecular force. It's more intermolecular force with respect to elastomers, but less than fibers. So their strength of intermolecular force of attraction is in between elastomers and fibers. ठीक है? Elastomers and fibers. Their example is polyethylene, polystyrene, polythene, etc. And fourth is thermosetting plastics polymers. Fourth is thermosetting plastic polymers. These polymers can't be reused because it formed by heating, and after suddenly it cools at very low temperature, about -20 degrees Celsius. Minus 20 degrees Celsius. So after hardening, it can't be used, and it is cross-linked polymers. Their example is more important example, that is bakelite. It is a polymer of phenol and formaldehyde, that is HCHO, and phenol is C6H5OH. These both polymers polymerizes to form bakelites, and these bakelites are very useful. It helps in formation of electrical switch, which is fireproof, that is phenol, and that is formaldehyde. Both polymerizes to form bakelite. This is a structure of this is bakelite. It is post-condensation polymers, that is, it releases many water molecules. So it is called thermosetting plastic, and it is brittle and hard. It can't reuse again and again, these plastics. So this is a classification of polymers on the basis of intermolecular force of attraction. Next classification is on the basis of structure. Next classification is on the basis of structure. So it is on the basis of structure, polymers are classified into three groups. Number first is linear polymers. Second is branch chain polymers, and third is cross-linked polymers. So on the basis of this, that is linear in shape. It is linear in shape, and their examples is HDP, high density polyethylene. Next is branch chain. That is, branching means slightly a smaller branch. So polymers branches into a small branch. That is branch, and their example is low density polymers, LDP, low density polythenes. And next is cross-link. Cross-link means one chain attached with another chain directly, and this is called cross-link. And their example is bakelite, urea melamine polymers. So polymers are classified into three groups on the basis of structure or shape. So next classification and last classification on the basis of mode of polymerization. Number first is addition polymers. and second is condensation polymers. Addition polymers and condensation polymers. That means these polymers are formed by the addition reactions and these polymers are formed by the condensation reactions. Addition reactions means that type of reactions or those type or in this type of chemical reactions two or more components combines to form single units or single polymers units, and that polymer is known as addition polymers. That is, it formed by the reaction through addition reactions. And the condensation, that is two or more components combines to form main product and also releases a small quantity of water, and that is called condensation polymers. So first discuss addition polymers. Addition polymers also classified into two groups. Number first is addition homopolymers and addition copolymers. Addition homopolymers, that is, it polymerized by two or more components, similar components through addition reactions. So their example is polythene, PVC, polystyrene, Teflon, etc. That is addition homopolymers. And addition copolymers. Cope means formed by more than two types of polymers and through addition reactions. That is Bunai's, Dunayan. This is the addition copolymers. That is, it formed by two polymers, two monomer units, that is 1,3-butadiene and styrene. And this Bunayan is formed by 1,3-butadiene and acrylonitrile. That is addition. These polymers are formed by addition reactions and addition homomers and addition copolymers. And condensation polymers also classified into two groups. That is condensation homopolymers and condensation copolymers. Condensation means release of water or a small quantity of other substances like sodium, chloride, CO2, etc. And homopolymer, that is a starch, protein, glycogen, cellulose, all are condensation homopolymer, that is formed by only polymerization of only one type of monomer units, that is alpha D glucose, only type of amino acids, and beta D glucose, that is cellulose, and also release a small quantity of water. So this is called condensation homopolymers. Next, condensation copolymers, that is, it formed by more than one type of monomer units and it also releases water molecules. That is, number first is pterylene. Pterylene is the polymer of ethylene glycol, that is dihydric alcohols and terephthalic acids, and both are combines to form pterylene and releases water. Pterylene also known as saccharon or polyesters in different countries. So this is the copolymer and formed by condensation reactions. Second example is nylon 6,6, nylon 6,10, all are condensation copolymers. So this is the different types of classification of polymers. Number first is homopolymers and copolymers. Second is natural on the basis of nature, the formation formed by the nature or method of formation, that is natural, semi-synthetic and synthetic. Next is shape on the basis of shape, linear, branch and cross link. And next is on the basis of intermolecular force of attraction, that is elastomers, fibers, thermosetting plastics and thermoplastics polymers. And on the basis of mode of polymerization, that is addition polymers and condensation polymers. Addition polymers also classify into two polymers, that is addition addition homopolymers and addition copolymers. And condensation polymers also further classify into two groups, that is condensation homopolymers and condensation copolymers. So this is the main classification of polymers. Main classification of polymers. And next topic is biodegradable polymers. Biodegradable polymers. Biodegradable polymers means bio means living, degrade means breaking, and polymers, that is those polymers are break by living organisms like bacteria and other microorganisms. These polymers are known as biodegradable polymers. These are generally used in living body, like used in orthopedic device or heart valves, different types of valves and different body parts. So it degraded by living organism, and typical example is PHBV, that is polyhydroxy beta hydroxy butyrate, beta hydroxyvalerate. This is a common example of biodegradable polymers. So most important example, it degraded by living organisms like bacteria and virus or other living organisms. So it is called biodegradable polymers. And polymers are and the chapter polymers finished. Oh, okay. Okay. And next topic discussing next class.